child of the early 1980s, there's a good chance you spent more than a few of your weekdays after school watching the crazy escapades of Huey, Dewey, Louie, and their Uncle Scrooge. Duckburg was a crazy joint, but it was the realms beyond the urban setting that were the most fascinating. Capcom's video game adaptation of the hit animated series DuckTales not only delivered some top-notch platforming and action, but one of the most underrated levels at the time. Scrooge McDuck went to great lengths to find treasure and immeasurable wealth, but who would have thought he'd be insane and greedy enough to go all the way to the dark side of the moon? Armed with little more than his trusty pogo cane, Scrooge endeavors to cross the cold surface of the moon with little concern for oxygen. This crazy duck in space has only one thing on his mind: money. Though there isn't any variation in the physics due to the gravity change in the vein of Super Mario Galaxy, there are plenty of oddball hurdles thrown your way. So what exactly lies in waiting for Scrooge on Earth's lone satellite? A bunch of nasty aliens, plenty of perilous platforms, and enough hidden treasure to make this avaricious duck go wide-eyed. It's immediately apparent you're not in Duckburg anymore, and after plowing through a few baddies and failing to reach a devilishly placed treasure chest, you arrive at the entrance of a UFO. Inside the steel giant, you can go one of several ways, and there are plenty of decisions to make as you progress onward. Going northwest brings you to the UFO key, but not before you find a way past a space duck that jams himself between some spikes, forcing you to wait in frustration. You'll also knock some sense into a few aliens by hurling rocks at them, courtesy of your custom 9-iron. Backtracking is a necessity here, and you'll have to deal with respawning enemies, courtesy of the limited memory of the NES cartridge. Bouncing across spikes is also another tricky undertaking, especially if you want to reach the coveted hidden treasure lying in a giant treasure chest outside of the UFO in the northeast. Back outside the UFO, trekking to the east leads you to another challenging platform sequence, one sure to result in a few untimely deaths for old Scrooge. Moving forward beyond this point, though, seems impossible at first, until Huey tips you off to find the remote control back in the UFO. Using the key you found, it's possible to cross through what appears to be a solid door into a room with 3 annoying aliens guarding the device. With the remote control in your possession, it's possible to summon Gizmo Duck to blast open the barrier blocking the way underground. Below the surface of the moon lies a handful of the Beagle Boys, and eventually you meet up with the master of this domain. In humorous fashion, a giant rat is your final opponent, and vanquishing the menace nets you a fabled piece of green cheese from the moon. It's a fitting wrap to an ingenious level, where even an empty corridor holds hidden treasure for the bold explorer. Not to mention the music in this level is phenomenal, and a testament to the pedigree of Capcom's enduring musical compositions. Just try to resist humming this tune after hearing it. Man's ambition led him to walk on the moon. Scrooge's greed led him to rob it blind.